none of the fonts came through, so it looks like it's in hieroglyphics, but we'll just deal with that. My name's Mark Nelson. I'm the Executive Director of the Heber Railroad. What that says in English is business overview for 2013 and 2014. I can't wait to see what the other slides say. Yeah, well, only the titles look like they're messed up. So all of you know this well, but the Heber Valley Historic Railroad Authority is an independent entity of the state of Utah. It was formed in 1992. It's controlled by a board of directors that Councilman Farrell is the chairman of at this time. It's appointed by the governor. It's Utah's only historic railroad and operates on 16.5 miles of track between Heber City and Vivian Park and Co. County. Here are some of our results in 2013. We had revenues of just under $1.6 million and net income before depreciation of just about $250,000. That represents a significant improvement over the past 4 years, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. We carried 71,000 passengers or sold 71,000 tickets in 2013. That represents about a 6,000 ticket increase, and approximately 50% of those are from out of state. The railroad significantly reduced its payables and long-term debt. Long-term debt was reduced during the year from just under $500,000 to about $250,000, so almost cut in half. We did extensive customer satisfaction surveys and feel like we've increased customer satisfaction. We got a passenger car that had been in the shop for a year being restored back on the tracks before about the middle of November, and that's a beautiful car, and some of you have seen. We also formed an advisory board, which is a non-voting board to assist us in strategy, and I'll talk about that last bullet and then we progress some other funding changes. These are our 2014, some of our goals, and one is to increase our revenues and continue to be profitable. We have 3 external funding avenues that we're working very hard at. One of them, Councilman Farrell mentioned, which is we are lobbying or requesting from the state legislature a one-time allocation of $250,000 to be allocated to restoration of the steam locomotives, of our 2 steam locomotives. That presentation is next Monday, and we'll find out what becomes of that. We have also been working for almost a year and a half on a loan from the Federal Railroad Authority. That is an ongoing process, but it's starting to make progress. And through our advisory board, we're also seeking some private funding of the railroad. One of our main goals is to get the 618 steam locomotive back in service. I'll talk more about that in a minute. We are introducing some new events this year that we have high hopes for, and we're working with this same council in Utah County and hopefully can develop a Utah County strategy and engage them in Vivian Park and some other initiatives down there that will increase our revenue and enhance our service. We also have as a major goal to work on our tracks and bridges. The Heber Valley Railroad's track and bridges are very old and need constant maintenance, and we have some goals there. And then finally, to fund and make progress on some very interesting historical projects, which we won't spend any of the railroad's operational money on, but through volunteer efforts and other donations. And I'll have a chance to talk some more about those another time. Some of the other things that we're doing is we're going to introduce a first-class service this summer, which will hopefully increase our revenues. We're also going to offer a a one-way bicycle service, so you can ride the train to any of our stopping points with a bicycle and then hop off and ride your bike back, or vice versa. We'll also be presenting this year a concept, a suggestion to put a large, not a bridge you walk on, but a sign over 600 West near the entrance of the railroad that says, "Welcome to the Heber Valley Railroad." You'll hear more about that. And then we want to continue to develop our Friends organization. Despite having a good year last year and having many positive results, the Heber Valley Railroad lives its life on thin ice. And we have serious cash flow issues, and that continues. As I tried to list the major challenges the railroad faces, they're all financial challenges, and that might not be accurate, but these are certainly all challenges we have, and the biggest one being cash flow. Anyway, we're very optimistic about the future. I feel like the railroad is in better shape than it was last year. The next couple of slides are part of the presentation that we have made to the state legislature. As I mentioned, we have asked for a one-time allocation of $250,000, and this slide kind of represents that request and underscores how important we believe the steam locomotives are to the financial success and preservation of the railroad. This is specifically what we requested, and that is $100,000 for the 618 steam locomotive to complete its FRA required boiler inspection, and $150,000 for the number 75 steam locomotive, which is undergoing a major rebuild and restoration. And so that's the breakdown, approximate breakdown of the costs and the amount that we have requested from the legislature. And that's all. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to try and answer.
Mark, do you want to maybe touch on the work you're doing with the trails?
Sure. So we have, we recognize that trails are very, very popular. And as I think you all know, there is an excellent trail that goes from Soldier Hollow to Deer Creek Dam, a little below Deer Creek Dam, but no trails from the depot to Soldier Hollow, and no trail from below the dam to Vivian Park. And so we have tried to be proactive and participate in those who would like to make a trail along the entire length. And so this past fall, or this past year in particular, we met. There are some people in here who know a lot more about this than I, but we have participated with them and have obtained some funding to start the work, the study work, to put the trail between the depot and Soldier Hollow. We're quite excited about that. I think that will enhance the railroad's success.
Any other questions for Mark? We appreciate your effort, Mark, and